My wife forgot to delete her browser history. The searches I found made me realize what she did to my brain while I was asleep. I only clicked the history tab to delete my recent visit to the gooning website when I found my wife Karen's, my last search in the history tab. At 4:34 p.m., she searched up how to stop husband from cheating. My finger froze on the mouse. Amy and I had been so careful. We never looked at each other when Karen was around. Never texted. Only calls that I deleted immediately. There was no way she knew. Amy worked at my firm. Everyone loved her. She had this laugh that made you forget you had a wife waiting at home. I tried ignoring her at first, leaving early, taking different routes to the coffee machine. But 3 months ago, she cornered me in the supply room and I stopped fighting it. I scrolled down. 4:37 p.m. How much does divorce cost? My throat tight. Was Karen planning to leave me? Maybe she was cheating too. Maybe she was building a case, gathering evidence while sleeping with some guy from her yoga class. That would be just like her. Always one step ahead. 4:39 p.m. Why do humans feel emotion? That was weird. Karen never cared about stuff like that. I checked the login. Her smiling face stared back at me from the profile picture. Definitely her account. I kept reading. 4:44 p.m. Which part of the brain is responsible for love? My stomach dropped. What was she researching? I woke up late this morning, found a note saying she was out running errands. She didn't want to wake me. How considerate. Then I saw it. 4:49 p.m. What is excerebration? I clicked it without thinking. The images loaded and I nearly vomited. Ancient mummies. Diagrams showing chisels going through nasal cavities. A bold paragraph caught my eye. An ancient Egyptian procedure involving inserting tools through the nose to remove brain matter. That's when my nose started bleeding. A single drop hit the keyboard, then another. I touched my face and my fingers came away red and wet. I'd never had a nosebleed in my life except when Jake Morrison broke my nose with a football in 10th grade. My head tilted back. I stumbled to the bathroom, blood running down my throat. I stuffed tissue up my nostrils and waited for it to stop. 10 minutes, 15. Finally, the bleeding slowed. I cleaned myself up and went back to the computer, my heart hammering against my rib. 5:01 p.m. Can a person live without the hypothalamus? 5:05 p.m. Location of the hypothalamus. 5:11 p.m. How much temazepam is safe? I stared at the screen, my hands shaking so badly I could barely grip the mouse. Temazepam was a sleeping pill, a strong one. The front door banged open. Honey, I'm home. Karen's voice echoed through the house. I sat frozen at the desk, unable to move or speak. Her heels clicked against the hardwood floor, getting closer. Hello? She called again. How are you feeling? You had quite a lot to drink last night. She appeared in the doorway, grocery bags in her hands, smiling like nothing was wrong. I did? I managed to choke out. My voice sounded strange, distant. She studied me like she wasn't sure if I was joking. What's all this? I gestured weakly at the computer screen. Karen walked over, frowning at the desk. What? I pointed at the browser history with a trembling finger. Oh, she said, her cheeks flushing pink. Well, you said we could try it, so I had to do some research. Try what? My blood turned to ice. The XC something. You probably know better than me. You're the doctor. Doctor? What was she talking about? Before I could ask, blood splashed onto the carpet. A lot of it this time. Then something else came out. Something soft and gray and wrong. A chunk of tissue slid from my nostril and landed on my shirt. We both stared at it. Karen's face went white. She screamed and turned to run, but I caught her, slamming her against the wall. Tell me what you did. Blood was pouring into my mouth now, down my chin, soaking both our clothes. How can you not remember? She shrieked, trying to fight me off. You came home last night and told me you were leaving me for Amy. You said you couldn't stop loving her. You said there was a way to fix it. Amy. The name sounded familiar, but I couldn't picture her face. Couldn't remember her voice or her laugh or anything about her. Who's Amy? I whispered. Karen looked at me like I'd lost my mind. The girl you've been fucking for 6 months. The girl from your office. More tissue slid out of my nose, gray and wet and pulsing. Karen was crying now, mascara running down her face. You said if we removed your hypothalamus, you'd stop feeling love for her. You'd stop wanting to leave me. You drew me a diagram. You told me exactly what to do, but I don't remember any of that. I released her and collapsed to the floor. Blood pooled around me, thick and dark. What's happening to me? Karen knelt down, her white blouse now completely red. Her voice was barely a whisper. Honey, what if I missed? What if I hit your hippocampus instead? I don't know what that means. My words were slurring now. The room was starting to spin. Karen, what the fuck is a hippocampus? She sobbed harder, gripping my shoulders. You're a neurosurgeon, John. You should know this. The hippocampus is the memory center. If I damaged it, you're going to keep forgetting things. More and more until there's nothing left. I looked down at the growing pile of brain matter on my shirt, then at Karen's terrified face. Who are you? I asked. She started screaming, but I couldn't understand why. The woman in front of me looked familiar, like someone I should know, but her name was gone. Everything was gone. Just blood, and the metallic taste, and the feeling that something very important was sliding out of me, piece by piece, and I'd never get it back.